Good morning, everyone, and thank you for coming to Paducah Community College for a very special event. We are here to hear from our Congressman Ed Whitfield regarding the Challenger program. But first, I want to take a moment to tell you a little bit about the Challenger program, about its history here at Paducah Community College, and then tell you how the Congressman has been so responsive to us from the moment he heard about Challenger. The Challenger program is a national program. In fact, it's international. And what it does is it will provide for every child, every sixth grade child in western Kentucky, parts of Illinois, and also parts of Tennessee and Indiana. We'll provide them with a 8 to 12 week curriculum that has been approved by NASA and which is based upon space exploration, using space to teach children mathematics, science, technology, team building, communications, and every other facet of what a sixth grade education is about. We will assist the teachers of all of those children to understand that NASA curriculum, and we will provide staff here who will assist them throughout the 8 to 12 weeks that they are using that in their schools. And as those children are learning, they will know that throughout that period they are aiming at a very special event. And that special event is to come to our Challenger Center and be involved in space exploration. That exploration is based on a $750,000 simulator, which will be placed in our Challenger building. And then after their space journey, and I won't tell you all about that exciting building because I would take all morning to do so, but after that event, they will have the opportunity to be involved with Challenger and with us through internet activities for as long as their school and their teachers wish them to be involved. I cannot imagine a more exciting way to learn in the 21st century. The payoff for the children is obvious. And every year, that's 10,000 sixth grade children will come through this program. Every year. The payoff for us may not be as obvious to you, but it is really at the heart of why our Board of Trustees is so enthusiastic about the program. The payoff for us is that all of our children, who will soon be adults, will know, understand, appreciate, and be comfortable with the 21st century. Because science and mathematics and computers and technology and team building and so forth are what the 21st century is. And the jobs that we are going to attract to this region will be dependent upon the fact that we have an educated workforce. I dream of a day when Hewlett-Packard comes to our town for a job fair and is just stunned to see and hear how much our young people know and understand the world of the 21st century. That's when they will locate here. That's when companies like that will locate here. That's when the jobs will continue to multiply here and our region will be prosperous. And it'll be prosperous based on the science and technology of the 21st century. That's what Challenger is. This is an economic development boon for western Kentucky and our friends across the river. That is at the heart of why we are doing this. About a year ago, the Challenger people came to us. And that's unusual in itself because communities around this country are begging Challenger to consider them as a place to open this fantastic facility, we were approached by them. They saw this college and this board of trustees and this community as a visionary environment, a place where we had built an engineering school with our own money when people said it was not possible, a place where we do have access to nearby counties, we have access to nearby states, and students can get here fairly easily. And they saw, of course, that we're so interested in the technical world. And we've proven it. We've proven it by raising close to $9 million to build the building you're in right now. And said to us, wouldn't it be something that your board would consider? The board jumped at the chance. With very little hesitation, said, this is too fantastic to pass up. To transform a region, to transform 10,000 children a year, is something that we just could not say no to. And the board said, if UK will put up $2.2 million and build their portion of this, we will raise, we don't know how at the moment, we didn't know how at the moment, we will raise $3 million of local money because we can't miss this opportunity for our children. And the board embraced that, and we told the Challenger folks yes. Soon after that, I had a chance to talk to the congressman, and I described for him what I've just described for you. Immediately, his reaction was great enthusiasm. Right away, he saw the value, and it didn't take any real arm twisting to convince Mr. Whitfield of the value of this program. But he did go back and do some homework. And soon after our conversation, I found out he was calling people, asking them about what is Challenger about. Is it really as good as it sounds? Is it as spectacular as it sounds? And he was getting affirmatives, and so soon after that, he took a trip to the Challenger headquarters and saw children go through the program, talked to the folks at the Challenger Center, and was convinced even more that this was something that must happen in Western Kentucky. Again, it took really very little convincing. I would like to say it took a lot, but it didn't. He saw it immediately, and from that moment, we, the college, our friends, have been in contact with the congressman. We've been talking about how the federal government can help us, and I'm happy to say that he is here today, which I presume he's here to give us good news. And so it's my great pleasure to present to you our Congressman, Ed Whitfield.
Lynn, thank you very much, and I want to thank all of you for joining us this morning, and I'm particularly excited to see so many young people here from Ledbetter Elementary School. We genuinely appreciate your being willing to leave school to come out here for a few minutes this morning. And I hope that you're not too disappointed about having to do that. I do think this is an exciting day for this entire community of McCracken County, as well as all of Western Kentucky. And it's always a pleasure for me to be in McCracken County and to work with the leadership of this community on development opportunities in this area. As Dr. O'Hara said, the University of Kentucky made their commitment for funds, and they also had an obligation to come up with a large sum of money on their own, around $3 million. They didn't know where it was going to come from, but they knew that they were committed to bringing this project to McCracken County for Western Kentucky. And it was that kind of step out there with faith that they would be successful. And Dr. O'Hara is correct also that after people talked to me about this project, I did go over to Alexandria, Virginia, and I watched a group of young people go through the Challenger Center that day. And as you know, those of you who are familiar with the program, they spend 4, 5, 6 weeks in advance preparing for a simulated trip into outer space. And they learn about the importance of being prepared. They learn about the importance of teamwork and helping each other. And they learn about the importance of understanding and having a good comprehension of science and math. And that is definitely an area all the national education tests show around the country that math and science is vitally important. And that's the keystone, really, of the Challenger Center. I'm delighted also, I know that there are members of the Paducah Community College Board here this morning. The Development Council members are here. The local school administrators are here. Other community leaders, and it's my understanding, although I haven't had the opportunity to visit with her, but it's my understanding that Sherry Brock is here. Is Sherry Brock here? Sherry. Sherry is the Southeastern Regional Director for the Challenger Center for Space Science, and we really appreciate your being here with us this morning also, Sandra. One of the real joys that I have serving in Congress, of course, is to represent the people of this area. It's a great honor to do that. And it's a challenge. It's a very challenging opportunity for me. And when you have an opportunity to come down and make a presentation to help complete a project, to build a project like this particularly, it's particularly meaningful. And I'm also always want to remind people, you know, as a politician, you always like to present a check. But I keep reminding myself, and Connie, my wife, reminds me even more so, that it's not my money. It's the taxpayers' money. You paid the taxes. And we were simply successful in bringing a little bit of it back to McCracken County. And I can't think of a better purpose. We appropriate so much money for infrastructure, for buildings, for roads, for military needs, all of which are important. But I can't think of a more important appropriation than to commit money to help young people prepare themselves for the future. And with economic development in this area, we hope that we can entice these young people with opportunities to stay in Western Kentucky after they finish college and not leave, but have the opportunity to stay here and lead productive, challenging lives. So if Dr. O'Hara would come up, I would like to make this mock presentation of $1.5 million.
Well, that'll take your breath away, and it did mine. I can only say thank you so much, Congressman, for that and for the support you've given us from the very first moment that you heard about this program. This one will guarantee that this thing happens. I'm going to ask the chairman of our board to close our meeting and to thank the congressman on behalf of the board. Our chairman is Joe Frampton.
Congressman Ed Whitfield, I'll be very blunt and direct. We are eternally grateful for your unwavering support on this project. It is correct that our board, under Dr. O'Hara's leadership, caught fire about the great possibilities of this project that will touch lives throughout our entire region, which happens, sir, to very much coincide with the 1st Congressional District. We did not know how we would fund this project, but we were confident based on its benefits that we could do so. I would tell you that the funding has been somewhat in question because PJC has had some ups and downs with its funding. You all are aware of that recently because of some changes in the tax structure, and I have felt this project was potentially troubled. But today's announcement and your commitment, sir, absolutely assures the future of this project, and we're delighted that you are here along with Connie to present this check to us, and let me assure you that this board will spend those tax dollars very wisely. We thank you for your commitment, and we commend you for your dedicated efforts on the part of all of our citizens, and we wish you well next month, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you for being here.